In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use Create a Graph to make a graph. We are going to create a bar graph in this tutorial. So click on Bar and then click on Data. First, give your graph a title. Typically, it should be the same title as the lab report that you did in class. So I'm going to call this Friction Lab. I'm then going to label my axes. The x-axis is the independent variable. It's what you changed or tested. And the y-axis is your measurement, your dependent variable. So look at your lab write-up and see what you wrote down for your independent and dependent variables. So in the Friction Lab, the x-axis could have been the surface texture, the weight, or the surface area. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the weight, though your x-axis might be different. The y-axis is the same for everyone in class, and that is the dependent variable, which is the force in newtons. It's really important for your y-axis to tell me the units. It could be centimeters, grams, but in this experiment it was newtons. Now, in terms of items for your data set, how many variables did you test? So for some students it was 2, others 3, others 4. So for the weight it was 3 variables, and we only have one group. I'm going to skip group label and now go to my item. So this, in this case, was one book. For you it might be the surface, it might be cork, or maybe it was the fat side versus the narrow side. And I'm going to go ahead and add in my value. Now notice I did not write the units. It will not work if you put letters here, only numbers. So I have the units up here at the y-axis. So then I'm going to continue adding my what I tested, and I'm going to record my force in newtons. All right, I can leave minimum and maximum blank. So now I'm going to hit preview, and I'm going to see my graph. Now at this point, if you don't like green, or if you want to change things up a little bit, you can go back to data and you can pick a different color for your bars. And you can get even fancier by going into design and changing the font and the style and so forth. So I'm going to just say that I like this purple, I like this graph. You want to make sure that you have a title, that your axes are labeled, and that you have a label for each of your variables. Also make sure you graphed the averages. All right, now go to print and save, and you want to download. You want to select either a PNG or a JPEG, so I'll pick the PNG, and then download. So right now it's putting it inside of my download file on my computer. So now I want to go ahead and open up my template that I created in class. So I'm going to go back to Thursday's assignment, click on Lab Report Template, and I'm going to make a copy of that just like we did in class. And so here is my lab report, and right here at Graph I'm going to insert the graph I just created. So I'm going to go to Insert, Image, and then I'm going to find it by choosing an image to upload, and I'm going to go into my downloads, and it should be right here. And if this works correctly, it's uploading. Boom. My graph is now inserted in exactly the right place. I can click on it, I can change the size, and I might have to readjust my headings a little bit to make that work. All right, so this is how to insert a graph into your lab report.